Hi, it's Paul from globaltradingsoftware.com, and this is a tutorial on using our day trading bundles. So we're going to be combining harmonics, the xBratAlgo, the Divergence Cloud and the EMA Cloud in here. Also, I've put on our volume behavior indicator as well, so just a little indicator that shows your volume behavior there, and that's why you've got the different coloured candles. So this is E-mini futures on the 12-minute, one of my favourite time frames. And I just want to go through three or four trade setups, move along in time and talk about where the entry strategy should be, where the stop losses should be, and how to manage the trade. Okay, so let's start off with this crab pattern that formed in the automated completion zone. Now this automated completion zone is quite fat. That happens sometimes because this is a combination of overlaps of fib retracements and extensions during the first ABC correction to give us a prime spot for the D pivot. Now in this case it's quite fat, in other cases you'll see it's quite thin, but the main thing is the D pivot completes into this automated completion zone, and you're not looking for the long until you get the green triangle from the Divergence Cloud and you're above the EMA Cloud, the purple there as well. Okay, so what we're interested as time goes by, as soon as we go through this B pivot, we start to print every time the candle closes this D pivot here, and it just keeps changing until it starts to move away, and that's where our D pivot ends up being. So now we've got to look for entries. So we've got to look at some points here where we've got to think, okay, this combination of the A and the C pivot could be resistance. Okay, so we need to consider conservative entries above this A pivot, but more aggressively you would look to enter. So when the D pivot comes down, we get the Divergence Cloud confirmation on this candle here where my cursor is, and we'd be looking probably then just to look left and be very aggressive at this entry just above this candle here. So let's just put that in there. Okay, I'll just change that to green. Okay, so this would be your entry. So again, going aggressively, crab pattern completes, it's coloured in green, so you're looking for a resulting trade long. The Divergence Cloud green triangle starts to print on this candle here. So when this candle closes, look left, the next high pivot, that's where we enter, 4283.75. Okay, stop loss has to be below the D pivot here. No if, no buts, that's where it needs to be. Okay, if we're trading this harmonic pattern, that's where it needs to be. We don't actually trigger this trade until a 5-star xBrat is actually printed anyway. Okay, then we get a 6-star a few candles later, so we're good, or we're not in this yet, we decided to go conservative, in which case as soon as these xBrat signals print anyway, our stop is moved to below this pivot here, just below this pivot there. So now we have options. If we've gone aggressive into this here, this is where our new stop loss is going to be. If we're not going in until we go conservative, this is our stop loss still has to be there, but our entry is up above this A pivot here. In either case, we look for closes below the EMA Cloud, the purple EMA, to manage this trade. So the aggressive entry at 4284, we push through, we can see how it tests this resistance, comes back down, tests support on the EMA Cloud. This is set to 34, which is a standard setting, and then we push through. We see these green candles here. These are accumulation candles, higher volume, higher volume, higher volume, higher volume, and then these are up candles, grey candles with lower volume. Then we get back into accumulation again. So that just gives us a little taster of how that behavior is working, and it gets that momentum, that volume to push it through that resistance. And then it's just a matter of waiting. Then it comes back down to test the EMA Cloud again, doesn't actually close below, pushes up some highs, but then we start to come down and we get 5-star sell signal here, But to be honest, the long, you should be getting out when this candle closes below the EMA cloud. So 4295, and the entry was 4283. So about 12 points there. So times 4 ticks, you know, that's 12 times 4 is 48 ticks. That's not a bad little trade down the 12-minute, nice and steady. I mean, to be honest, the volatility isn't there, but again, we had options here. We had the harmonic pattern finish. We had an entry for harmonic, but then we have 5 and 6 star buys with you know, conservative entries above there. Still all winners. We get the 5 and the 6 star sell, but we do have, again, if we move this pivot across here, we've got this to contend with. So again, we're not really looking. We've got 5, 6 star sell on the xBrat. We got the Divergence Cloud printing red, but we've got support here, so we're not looking for that trade. Then it turns around. We get 4, 5, 6 star buys now. Okay, this support, linear support, did hold. If you want to be ultra conservative with the entry for this xBrat buy signal here, you've got, let's just move these across so we can use them again. You need to be going long above that pivot. We're not looking for monster trades here. We're looking for accumulation of trades to build us profits. We've already won 848 ticks. So if we're taking this 6 star buy here, the stop is just below the EMA cloud for that signal candle here. Okay, always have the stop in. Conservative entry is just above this pivot, so that is around about 4306. Very wide stop, but then once the price action starts to go through and the bottom of the EMA cloud goes through that entry, which is about this candle here, we move the stop to risk free. Okay, so soon as this candle closes here, the bottom of our EMA cloud is through our entry, so we move the stop to risk free. Continues to go, then we get a close below the EMA cloud around about 4310. Okay, so again, it's not a massive trade, it's only 4 points, 12 ticks, but that's 60 ticks now, we're in profit. We get faked out of this one, but a bat pattern completes now. Bat pattern completes, very, very slender completion zone in this case, very, very strong trade setup here. Again, stop loss just below the D pivot, entry, we've got to go conservative just above the A pivot here. Okay, so the bat pattern completes in the automated completion zone, which is very slim this time. D pivot completes in there. We're looking for a long. The long's got to be outside of the EMA cloud. We're still printing on the Divergence Cloud green from earlier on, so you know, conservative entry above the A pivot there is at 4315, say. Okay, 4315 gets us in. Remember, the stop just below the D pivot, doesn't take out the stop, holds onto this EMA cloud. Then we get a monster move going into the pre-market and the open of the US session there. Again, as soon as that price action and the EMA cloud goes through that original entry, we go risk free. Then we get a massive move up to 4346, okay, you know, so that's 31 points, 31, that's over 100 ticks, that trade. Okay, then we go flat and sideways onto the EMA cloud. Then finally we do get a close below, so we take our profit out there. But to be honest, that first move, that first surge up here, we need to consider an aggressive type of trade management. When we get a parabolic move, we can adjust the EMA cloud. The EMA cloud set at 34 at the moment. You know, we can adjust that to 21 or even 13, okay, on a parabolic move. You see how aggressive that is there. When we've got normal moves, we leave it at 34. And then when we get a massive parabolic move, we're 100 ticks in profit. We need to hold on to as much as that as we can. We're looking for a close below the 13 EMA cloud, and that's when we get out here. We don't wait until we come down here, so you could be more aggressive with that entry. So we're talking 160 ticks so far in less than 24 hours. We get a 5-star sell signal here. Okay, let's just move our entries and stops again. So we get a 5-star sell. Our stop has to be above the signal candle, above the EMA cloud. We've got to look left at this pivot. This is where our entry is here. Okay, just below this pivot here. So even though we get a 5-star sell signal there, we get the divergence cloud confirmation with that red triangle, and the divergence cloud starts to print. Our entry has got to be below this pivot. Look left. Okay, I mean, to be honest as well, what time are we? We're in Asian session now, so you would probably look to have the stop above here. Gets in and moves down massively. Okay, so entry was around about 4340, and we got those come back up here above the EMA cloud 4320. So another 20 points, another 60 ticks. So we're 200 and something ticks now in profit in a 24-hour period. And then as we are live right now, we've got a bat pattern, but it didn't complete in the automated completion zone. Now we've got a crab pattern that's completed in the automated completion zone for a short, but we need divergence cloud confirmation, then we need to get an entry strategy. Usually on this short here, we're probably looking to go below this B pivot on the crab pattern just there. So at the moment I wouldn't be setting this up. I'd be thinking that's where my stop's got to be. It could come back up here and fail. We need the divergence cloud confirmation red, so that's red triangle pointing down, the divergence cloud starting to print. Then we'd look for an entry around about 433,350, something like that. But at this moment in time, we're just keeping an eye on it. In a 24-hour period, it made over 230 ticks trading using this day trading bundle of indicators, the harmonic, the xBrat, divergence cloud, the EMA cloud. So we're times $12.50. That's a sizable amount of work. For that profit, we're good. Now we have to be patient coming into this session. Now we've got to be D pivots complete in the automated completion zone for the crab pattern, but we've not got any divergence cloud confirmation. So right now we're just watching. We're just watching and waiting, and wait for the setup. If this fails and we get an xBrat signal to go long, again we'll be looking for divergence cloud confirmation before we enter that. It's all about signal, confirmation, entry strategy, trade management, and we've got all the tools to do that, and lots of videos that I make continually to show you the different entry strategies, when to take trades, when not to take trades, and hopefully this video has helped somewhat towards those, both with harmonic, the xBrat, entry strategies, and those trade management strategies. Again, you can be conservative with that 34 EMA cloud, or be more aggressive with a 21 or 13, depending on the move that you get. If you get a parabolic move, go aggressive, hold on to that profit. Hopefully this video helps. Please subscribe to this channel, because I do a lot of videos, at least 3 or 4 a week, on training using our indicator suites, just to keep it current in current market conditions and seeing what's going off, and just reminding you of these strategies and how to use them. Nothing changes. We just need to keep reminding ourselves of the strategies and the rules that we use to actually enter trades. Hopefully this helps. Speak to you all really soon.